Hello and welcome to a random playthrough of Conquest of Elysium 5. This time I'm gonna be playing through with the Dryad Queen, and the last time we did that, we won in 4 episodes, so I didn't really get to showcase her at all. Being that she's my favorite class in the game, I would like to do that, so we're going again. This time we're going with a huge map, we're turning on Wilder and battle reports, and we're gonna set the north part to 5 instead of 25. Simply because it is no fun for anyone to spawn in perpetual snow. And less chance of that is good. Either way, we're gonna kick on 2 more computer players here. We're gonna ramp the difficulty of everyone up to count, giving them double income. And if we look at the Dryad Queen here, the Dryad Queen cannot buy troops, including at most special locations. She gets them for free instead. Satyrs and harpies appear for free in sacred groves. Centaurs and minotaurs appear for free in sacred groves if a centaur or minotaur commander is present. Free units can be upgraded in sacred groves, castles and cities for gold and iron. The Dryad Queen collect herbs from forest, and the Dryad Queen use herbs to create sacred groves and summon animals, among other things. So we're gonna pick her, and she is kind of off the nature. So, it would kind of make sense to go with a green color of some sort for this class. However, if you do that, given the fact that you need to capture or gain control over forests and jungles and such, it can be hard to tell at a glance which forests are yours and which aren't. If, well, if they're not taken by another competitor that has a more clearly distinguishable color. So we're gonna go with this blue color right here, simply to make it easier to see what is ours and what isn't. And we're gonna change this AI here over to red, so it's not too close to our own blue color. And we will call her Naturiana. Like this, Naturiana. I think that's fitting. And here we are. We start out right next to an ancient forest. That's actually really good for the Dryad Queen. Holy hell, what a spawn. We start out with a farm. Now the thing is, the Dryad Queens can be pretty hit or miss. Ours is pretty hit, actually. You can get moves such as Confusion, as Charm, Befriend Animal, Animal Husbandry, Cloud of Confusion, and Confusion that I can kind of think of right now, that straight off the bat you can start with one of these things. And if you have Charm, for instance, then you can charm, say, enemy casters over to your side and such. You can actually gain control of some interesting units to kind of bolster your army with, and this is what I really like about the gameplay of this faction. If you can start out with a Dryad Queen that actually has some of these abilities, you can have a really good time. Now we have Summon Wolf. We're not gonna use that. It summons 1 wolf and it's kinda, well, it summons at the edge of the battlefield. It can be good, I suppose, to just throw in some units, but it loses its effect over time a bit, or the harder the enemy is. We have Befriend Animal though, which is a animal charm magic. It's single target only, so if at some point we can upgrade to maybe try to get some better charm abilities, that would be good. We also have Cloud of Confusion, which has an area of effect burst of 9 and a range of 8. Now Confusion is a bit hit or miss in the sense that you can sometimes turn enemies over to your side, and which, if you can, that's great, but there's no guarantee. We do have Befriend Animal though, which can single target 1 animal to turn it over to our side. Magic resistance negates this easily though, so it's not super effective against animals that have higher magic resistance. We have Enchanted Sleep, with an area of effect burst of 25 and only affects enemy units, and a range of 10. Now, this in combination with these other ones there, actually, this could be quite solid. The thing is, you can quickly bolster your ranks early game with these moves, because you can sleep the enemy and then start throwing Befriend Animal and Cloud of Confusion on them, so that you can maybe turn them over to your side. Cloud of Confusion can target literally anyone, although negates by, well, magical resistance negates, but not easily, like it does with Befriend Animal. So I'm pretty happy here with the Dryad Queen that we have. I would have preferred maybe Domestication or Charm, but you can't have it all, and I think this is fairly solid for starting to get the army going. Now, sometimes you might just want to park the Dryad Queen in the Sacred Grove, simply because she's so terrible that you don't really get much out of her, and she has a Satyr spawn boost of +4. Which makes... I'm not entirely sure how that works, but you basically get Satyr spawning in your Sacred Grove more frequently. You also have a Satyr commander. We're gonna call him Satyrion. And yeah, he's just your bog standard melee commander. A little bit of hit points, a little bit of armor. 2 attacks, he can attack with his hoofs and a spear every turn. Nothing too fancy, not too bad either. Satyr spawn boost is +2 on this guy, so if you want to, you can leave some stuff in your Sacred Grove to begin with, so that you can increase the spawn numbers, but I think early on, there's better uses for your commanders. Now we do have these 29 dares here. I don't want to take them on just yet, and the thing is that if this ancient forest starts spawning out animals in the area, then that could be beneficial for us actually, because we could take over those animals. Hopefully. The sooner we can get more Dryad Queens, the better, because they are quite powerhouses. And we have level 1, create Sacred Grove. It's not exactly what we want. We have major animal summoning. That's pretty good to start with. I would have liked if we had minor animal summoning as well, but I'll take major animal summoning for sure. As you see here, this ritual summons and takes control of a pack of mighty beasts that are native to the current location. Casting it in a forest may yield a few moose, while casting it in a jungle may result in an elephant. Casting the spell in an ancient forest usually gives a better result than casting it in an ordinary forest. Can only be cast in mountains, forests, and jungles. Minor animal summoning you can cast pretty much wherever you want. You can do a little bit of lesser Ritual of Mastery to try to get that, or Ritual of Mastery to try to get some other level 2 rituals. The Dryad Queen does have some quite interesting rituals to play around with, at least in my opinion. Now we're going to see what we got here. We got 5 Satyr Warriors, which we can take those with us. And we can give Satyrion the 5 Satyr Javelinists. Now the reason I want to have the Warriors on Naturiana, is that they won't be attacking at range. So you have a few turns extra before damage go out to actually have a chance to capture your enemy. Now we start pretty surrounded by forest here, so we're just gonna start taking a few of these forest tiles. Like such, upping our herb income. And we're probably gonna be taking more of that as we move along here. We're leaving behind 6 satyrs. Actually, we got a decent... it's to some degree random what you spawn with the Dryad Queen. And satyrs are fairly nice, I would say. You could spawn with maybe just a harpy instead, or 1 satyr. But we're just going to leave these regular satyrs in the Sacred Grove, so we have a little bit of defense should anything try to attack us, and also kind of dissuade enemies from attacking it. Don't want to lose your citadel, and that's going to be an instant loss. Now these units have Forest Stealth, Sleep Immunity, Berserker, and Battle Fast. They only use their fists though, until you upgrade them, which you can do right here. You can turn them into Satyr Javelinists or Satyr Warriors, which we'll probably do fairly soon, as we only need 4 more gold to do so. That being said, let's pass the turn. I'm going to try to get enough herbs to do a major animal summoning, and hopefully also be able to well, find some animals to capture. So we got some bandits and slingers over here. We could maybe turn some of them over to our side. And it would be nice if we could get a scout at some point. But we're going to keep taking forests there because it's going to give us herb income per turn. which, well, you do want a lot of that, so you can just kind of spam rituals. I'm gonna see if I can chase down those bandits over there. We got one Keeper of Tradition for 56 gold. I wish we could afford this guy also 5 iron, because if we have this guy, it gives Minotaur spawn boost +2. But also what that means is that you can actually spawn in Minotaurs for free, and Minotaurs are quite strong units. Unfortunately, we cannot afford that at the moment. And we got ambushed in the forest here. Hopefully just some irrelevant animals. But as you can see, we got another ancient forest right over here, so we're actually in a really good position. I'm going to take this coastal hamlet, and the next turn we can turn these into warriors. Hopefully this guy over here survives, but time will tell. There's actually a lot of bandits around. Also there's a snake over here, which I suppose we could try to take over. But let's go with the one bandit and 2 slingers over here, I think, and see if we can maybe bring some of them over to our side. We don't have any stealth or anything. Ah, yeah, you can see here, the Dryad Queen units will heal fast. So, well, I'll just read through it. A fast healing unit will be fully recovered from any non-fatal damage in at most 2 months. Battle afflictions are also healed, but it can take a few more months. This is great. Instead of healing, what, 10% of your hit points per turn, it's like 50%. This is massive. And you can also get rid of battle afflictions without being regenerating. So, that's just a win-win. I really like this class. We'll take on these bandits, and we'll hope that we didn't get ambushed by something too hard to deal with over here. Like a couple of rabbits. Rabbits would be nice. Well, he survived, so it wasn't too bad. Battle in the forest. Okay, it's just some bandits and slingers. Hopefully... oh no, that's a Dryad Queen. Okay, maybe... no, I mean, they got killed before we could really do anything. However, this guy got injured, and he's soon gonna be back and ready to fight again. Alright, so there were some bandits and such as well, so really, what could be coming in handy? If we could capture a scout, right, if we could find a scout and capture it with our Dryad Queen, that would be pretty sweet. Unfortunately, we did take some casualties there. It just is what it is, but it could be worse. And you can see already this guy's healing up. So, yeah, with that being said, let's just kind of keep fanning through this forest here a little bit more, and then we'll go back to our Sacred Grove and pick up a little bit more units for this guy so he won't get shafted so hard. Now we have 62 herb, and during summer, herb income is increased. During winter, it is decreased. I could go and take these forests here, but I do want to take on these bandits. Unfortunately, no scouts in that group, and this guy does have a festering wound, which isn't all that ideal. But maybe we can capture some of these bandits over here. Maybe we can just kind of clear this looking to be sort of peninsula-like area right there. Well, we got a deer there, which we could try to take some of. Got a Cataphract Commander for 52 gold. If we didn't really need to supply our Satyr Commander with a few more units, I would like to save up gold to go for these things, because the sooner you get them, the better. Because you start, like Cataphracts, for instance, will give you access to Cataphract Archers, which are quite nice. But Cloud of Confusion, and we didn't get time to turn anyone over to our side, unfortunately. They just died too fast. I could probably send her out on her own to deal with these guys, and then, well, then she probably would have better chances of actually taking them over, but since Cloud of Confusion is a bit hit or miss, I don't want to risk it. If you lose the Dryad Queen, that's a serious blow. Either way, we go and take this coastal hamlet, that coastal hamlet, and then we attack these slinger, well, one slinger and one bandit over here. We can move Satyrion over here. As you can see, swamps, we can take those as well. Which, let's just do that, in fact. There's a lizard man over here. which if it's just one and it's not a biggie, could attack this coastal hamlet. I'm just not going to do it just yet. I'm going to give these guys a little bit of chance to heal up, and we're going to take this forest next turn and then head into the Sacred Grove and recruit some of these guys into javelinists, I believe. I prefer that because they have the javelin for 1 to 4 damage, although the warriors, how are they better exactly? I don't know. Are they supposed to be better? If I look at a strength 4, morale 5, strength 4, morale 5, both have 8 hit points. Magic resistance 5 on both. I don't know. I mean, they seem pretty much the same to me. There's a little bit different stuff. Like the javelinist will have range attacks, which if you're trying to take over enemies, then it could be a little bit worse for you to use the javelinist that will do damage earlier than a warrior would do. But from what I can gather, just the javelinists are better than the warriors. Either way, we move on to the next turn. Ah, yes, these animals over here are going crazy, and we're gonna see if we can capture some of them. It's been a battle in the plains. Did we probably didn't capture anything. Nah, they just died too fast, unfortunately. And another satyr has spawned in here, so they do appear with some time in between their appearances, so to say. So we're gonna go down here and see if we can take on these dares, maybe get a dare or so. Soon enough we'll be able to do major summoning, and when we do that it could be nice to be in the forest. And then I would like to turn these javelinists over to our commander, our satyr commander, so that he can run around with those, and Naturia can focus more on having animals in her groups, or in her group, in her army. This guy doesn't seem too crazy. We have higher initiative in our spear attacks, so we should be able to just take him out, really. And in fact, let's do that, just to get rid of him, so he doesn't wander into the swamp and take it away from us, or anything like this. There's been a battle in the plain. And he got wrecked. So, Naturia, we go and take this forest here. If they roam into the coastal hamlet here, then we should easily be able to deal with that. And so Tyrion, I kind of wasted a little bit of moves there, if I'm honest, because I should be going into this forest and taking that, so we have more herb income. Next turn now, we can do a major animal summoning with Naturiana. And let's do exactly that. And there you go, we got 3 moves. Fairly solid. 32 hit points, no armor, but they do have trample. 2 damage when they trample into something. And if the enemy has several ranks of units, they will kind of throw the frontline units to the back when they smash into them, which is quite nice. You can get rid of some barren knights in the early fight in that way, for instance. Now there's a snake here, which a snake isn't really all that, but we're gonna take it on though. Oh, it was overrun. Well, never mind. And next turn we're going into the Sacred Grove and seeing what we can do there. We should try to link these 2 guys up here, so we can give our Satyr warriors to the Satyr commander. Oh, look at that, we got a annoying piece of trash over here, taking over our stuff. That might be something that we do want to deal with, if we can. I didn't see what he had or anything, so I'm just going to kind of keep Satyrion here until we can get on that. We're going to get some javelinists. There we go. Festering wound. Causes the unit to heal at half the usual rate. The wound also has risk of becoming infected every month, resulting in the deceased affliction. Not ideal. Debilitating wound. Hopefully they will go away. But okay, we have a few going into the 2nd year here. We do have a few tiles of resources so far, so I'd say we're not doing too bad. Although I probably shouldn't be spending too much gold on upgrading satyrs right now. We should wait for a good commander instead, which now we will. Ryutaro the Bakemono has been eliminated. The last commander was slain by independence. Well, that sucks for him. Personally, I don't mind. I'm a bit scared to send this guy out right now, because I don't know what this army was consisting of, so we're just going to kind of go over here. I don't know where that guy went, but hopefully we don't get to fight him too soon. Alright, that's those dares. We might want to take them on. There's a roaming moose. And there's another ancient forest. And another here. I did completely miss that. We got 4 ancient forests right next. Holy fuck. I don't think I ever had this good of a starting location with the Dryad Queen. So many ancient forests that just will spawn out animals that we can take into our own ranks. But more importantly than that we can capture and turn into sacred groves and start spawning units out of ourselves. Oh yes. We got the create sacred grove, 400 herbs, takes 2 turns. Or well, it costs you to be unable to move 6 turns or 2 turns with a 6 action point cost. I am quite happy with how things are turning out there, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, we're gonna take on these there, so... Satyrion... Well... I don't want to stray too far away from the Sacred Grove, if I'm honest. Because if we lose that, then we're just done for. So we should be nearby to defend it until we get another citadel. Oh, a Hierophant Tide for 80 gold. We couldn't afford it either way, but they are pretty decent. It is a caster with +3 Centaur spawn boost. Forest magic level 1 and a bow. So yeah, as soon as we can get a little bit more gold going, things will be good. How did this battle go? I doubt that we captured any of these, to be honest. Oh, we did, but... Oh no, we did, yeah. Just kind of got trampled back behind a moose or something. And she did try to capture that other one, but hey, there we go. We got a free there. Not really all that. They got 6 hit points, no armor. Do 1 to 2 damage with her antlers. But hey, I mean, it's a free unit. We're not really set up optimally to be getting these free units with our Dryad Queen right now, but in due time, we'll get there. Ah, 3 blue giants. I was kind of hoping to move through that tile, but I guess that's a little bit out of the question right now. That being said... Oh, well, it might not be, actually. Yeah, we can take on these blue giants, I suppose. Although killing sleep, spores... Not so good, necessarily. And the thing is, I believe this guy here is like a frontline commander. Or mid-rank commander. Okay, so that's not too bad. Frontline commanders, they tend to die quite quickly. We could maybe take on these 29 there here as well, actually. Just so we don't have animals spawning right next to our Sacred Grove. It's a bit risky though, maybe. Although not necessarily. Yeah, I think we might do that, actually. I have a plan now. I will get to that plan. We're going to take this forest turn and we're going to do another major animal summoning. We now have 6 moose, and moose are much more powerful than theirs. We have, well, no armor, 32 hit points, blah blah blah. As I've already stated, they attack with their antlers and their hooves for undecent damage with trample effect. So against they shouldn't be too bad, if I'm honest. And if we take this, then we have another citadel as well. And it's going to boost our herb income quite tremendously. And in 2 turns we can do another major animal summoning. What we're going to do though is we're going to bring... Are we going to bring all these satyrs? Maybe not. We'll see. We could. But should we? Starting to get enough gold to hire up one of these commanders that might pop up for sale at some point now. And I think this should be sufficient to take on just some dares, if I'm honest. So, we take our army, minus the javelins in our Sacred Grove, and we just attack, and we take this ancient forest stone. Well, hopefully, should we lose, that would really suck. Got a Harpy Scout for 17 gold, that could be worth having. Now let's see, maybe we can capture some of these dares. I doubt it though, she's too far behind to really cast the spells that do that. Although these, yeah, we have actually captured. They've been confused maybe? We've taken over 2 dares, one of them got killed, but... Or did it? No, we have 2 dares. So 3 dares total. We got 2 this combat though. And yeah, we didn't lose anything on that fight whatsoever. We actually just gained 2 dares, so just a net profit for us. Now then we have the Harpy Scouter, which has flying and acute senses that can see stealthy units. We're gonna get it. That's a very useful thing to have. And with Naturiana we're gonna do major animal summoning, which will summon up a few boars for her. That's pretty decent. What we're gonna do is give this Satyrion, the Satyr commander right here, all the various satyrs, and we're gonna give him these moose to bolster his ranks. As the thing is, as you can see, befriend animal has a range of 5, Cloud of Confusion 8, but the befriend animal in particular, right? If you have these in front of her, that's 2 ranks kinda fully, well, that removes 2 of the range, so you can attack 3 in front of her if the Dryad Queen is right behind the moose. So they're taking up a lot of space if I want to be using moves like that. So for now we're just doing it this way. We'll take the little bit lesser animals here, or the smaller animals, the boars, the great boar, with Naturiana, and we'll just make sure that Satyrion will have a better time moving around the map with a stronger army. And we'll leave a few units behind her still, these 3 satyrs. Now we could probably save up some herbs until we are able to afford turning this into a sacred grove to start spawning stuff for us. And I think maybe we should. Either way, we're getting good herb income from it. And now Satyrion has a fairly substantial army here that should be able to take on most things. I don't necessarily really want to go for these just yet, if I'm honest though. 1 to 4 poison damage, life effect burst 5, range 3. A lot of hit points. I'm gonna take some casualties taking that down. There's plenty of herbs that can be gathered from various places right now, so I don't feel like we necessarily need to go for that specifically. What we could do though is probably take this ancient forest here. Let's get this swarm. And yeah, let's maybe just capture this other ancient forest. I think that could be a good thing to do. Naturiana should know how to scout with her. Yes, she does. And in fact, yes, let's go and take the ancient forest. We might be able to capture a bear or something as well while we're doing that. Oh, I misclicked a little bit there, my bad. I did intend to send him down here, but it isn't really a game-breaking mistake to make. Now we're starting to have enough gold to be able to actually recruit a commander should one pop up at any point in time. So what I'm thinking is, I just take these forest tiles here, and then next turn I use major summoning before attacking, just to see what comes of it. Then we should probably save up our herbs a little bit, so that we can do the create sacred grove. Not enough herbs, because it turned into winter, of course. Either way, it's probably better to do major animal summoning inside the ancient forest anyway. So let's attack first, and gain this ancient forest for ourselves, and then take it from there. Ah, the bear's already asleep. That's nice. Cloud of Confusion. We're not switching over to our side, but there we go. We have a bear. She used the befriend animal move. If she could get domestication, if we find somewhere to upgrade her level 2 spells, then we could mass capture these spells. We got 2 bears out of it though. No, he turned away. Oh, he's confused. Yes, so he is on our side, but he's now attacking our guys. Well, I don't know what's going on. This guy should be like, okay, he's also confused. So, okay, close call there. Very close call on those bears. They almost died, but we have them now, so... yeah, it all worked out. Basically, we lost nothing, and we gained 2 bears. Which is fantastic. I have absolutely 0 complaints about that. And we can now this turn do the major animal summon to get even more moose. Which is fantastic. Okay, we'll just give the moose and the bears to Satyrion. Oh wait, let me see. We'll give the moose to Satyrion. The Tyriana can have the bears. They have 1 armor and a few attacks, just as she has a little bit stronger defenses than Dares and Boars at the moment. And now this guy will have an entire front line with just moose. Which is just gonna throw the enemy, or just charge at the enemy, trample them down, and throw them apart, throw them aside, and just inflict some serious casualties and whatnot. And that being said, I think we just send him out, and yeah, there we go. That's a pretty solid looking army. Early game, like these things, you just get armies going like this, it's fantastic. And Naturiana also has a decent army here. The thing is with this guy though, he doesn't have, unfortunately, any scout or anything. But that shouldn't be a massive problem. We can now also train up some more satyrs, which for now, I'm simply not going to be doing. We could maybe look into taking on these other ancient forests here. Naturiana should really be able to do so alone without Satyrion, and Satyrion should also be able to do so alone without Naturia. So maybe we claim them. They certainly give us a real good boost to herb income. Hey, look at that, another Harpy Scarf for 17 gold. We're gonna take that, and we're gonna also get this Satyr Commander, I think. It's a bit wasteful, really. I probably shouldn't have. But, oh well. I'm doing it. We're gonna have Naturiana just kind of head over here. We're just gonna see if we can take this ancient forest, maybe take these forests there as well. One thing that I love about this class is that you utilize swamps, forests and jungles and such. Which is great. They're not just annoying things to make you move slower around the map or get ambushed more easily. They're actually things that you have use of. And I love that. For me, that's great. Now this guy right here, we can just, I want him to just be stationed here, but it's not like a really, just to get the Satyr spawn boost, right? But I don't really care that much about it, that I need to have him stationed here right now. So what I'm going to do instead is take this scout with him and hand him over to Satyrion. We're going to call this tutorial, this guy, because he's just going to be stationary in the Sacred Grove here. We could maybe use him for a thing or two as we play along, but for now we'll just leave him as this. Oh, there's some giant ant. Okay, that's interesting. 3 giant ants, we could maybe be able to capture some of them. And in fact, let's do that. Oh, this ancient forest has a lot of mushrooms in it. Interesting. Alright, this guy, we'll just link them up in the forest here, so we can take that this turn. Give that Harpy Scout over to our Satyrion, main commander here. The spring is here. Fantastic. Yeah, so if we could just keep expanding on our herb income, that's going to be great. If we can, well, Cloud of Confusion could be risky actually, but oh, look at that. Double befriend animal, triple befriend animal. I love this. I love this class. It is so fun. I really enjoy this. This gameplay to me, I love playing this game like this. By far my favorite class in the game. I just really love this kind of gameplay. It just appeals to me on like a special level or some shit. Like, we got 3 giant ants for free. Like we haven't really... We took a few casualties in the start with maybe like with this guy when he got ambushed by a large group that we did manage to fight off. Other than that, we're not losing people in fights. We're gaining people in fights. It's just amazing. It's so nice. Anyway, that being said, let's take on this hamlet here, and it got overrun, so that's nice. While he is there, you know, we might as well use him to just take over a few tiles before we send him back. I don't really care that much about the added Satyr spawn boost. And I'm not entirely sure if I want to attack these blue giants. There's going to be some casualties for doing so. But yeah, I mean, these guys have a beam, so they shoot in a straight beam 2 squares in front of them, or to the side or whatever, but with 1 to 4 acid damage, and acid damage negates armor, so they're pretty solid. They also have 2 armor and 21 hit points, so they're survivable units as well. A great addition to our forces. Absolutely wonderful. Here are some Bakemonos in a coal mine. Actually, we should probably take them on, simply because we're gonna need some some iron, if we want to recruit some of the commanders that we can recruit. So having access to that, at least a little bit for now, could really help us out. Ah, Serpent. We might be able to take that as well. Let's see. Hopefully not so many casualties, sir. If we can maybe confuse some of these guys over to our side as well, that would be pretty good. Are these guys confused? No. Actually, Cloud of Confusion. It could affect friendly units as well, I think. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, it does. It does. Maybe we stop using Confusion then. Either way, the ants can be a little bit finicky. We did lose a bear and a great boar here. So, you know, it's not all sunshine and such, but I mean, it could be worse. We could stand finding a nature library though. No, sorry, a magic library. And I wonder if maybe we turn off Cloud of Confusion actually, or selectively use it against the appropriate opponents. Befriend animal should be good enough when we fight animals. And hopefully we can bolster up our forces a little bit more. But at least we did get the iron income, and maybe we can get some serpents out of that fight there. Now we could go more major animal summoning, but I kind of want to save up a little bit of the herbs to actually create more sacred groves for ourselves. This guy right here, we're going to take this forest and then that forest, and then we're just going to double back here, I think. Take some out of... Oh, 7 face spiders. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of those. 1 to 20 poison damage, which over time, but still. Strong venomous face bite. Yeah. We got some magic resistance, armor, and that could be very detrimental for us to attack. Something has spawned over here, it seems. Oh no, that's the mushrooms. My bad, I keep forgetting. Let's see what happens though. Oh yeah, the face spiders aren't too keen on attacking us either. So maybe we can befriend animals, sir. We can indeed, there we go. So 2 more serpents to make up for the casualties we had previously. And, well, they have weak venomous bite that does 1 to 4 damage, and extra effective target is affected, damage 1 to 5 poison damage. So that is quite fantastic. And we're just going to take this forest right here. And now it is summer, so in a few turns we'll be able to convert these to sacred groves. So I think we should be trying to do so. I'm gonna take on these boars here, simply because I don't want them roaming into a forest and taking them. And what do you know? Another ancient forest. Holy crap. What a bunch of Hoburg militia in it. Interesting. But some animal is spawned here and it's now kind of going through a forest over there, so that's something we should probably attend to. That being said, I think we're in a pretty good position here initially, but we're in year... Next turn, I believe, is going to be year 2. So in 20-something turns, 23 turns in right now, I believe. We've already been able to get a lot of stuff for ourselves. Prioritizing more forests than gold, more herb income than gold income. Like, for instance, we haven't taken this coastal hamlet here. I just haven't prioritized it because, well, if we get the herb spiraling out of control a bit, that could be good. But either way, I'm going to end this episode here, so I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, I would appreciate if you would maybe consider leaving a like on it, and or maybe even subscribing to my channel for future content. Either way, you can watch the next episodes on my channel here. And until next time, have a good one.